My name is Manju Singh. I am an assistant professor in HR Group of Institutions, Ghaziabad, in Pharmacy Department. Today I am going to teach you Industrial Pharmacy second with code BP702T. Today's topic is Unit 3rd Regulatory Affairs. So, let's start with introduction. What is regulatory affairs? As you know, the regulatory word implies to regulate something or regulation. In this, we can see regulatory affairs act as an interface between government and manufacturing companies. In every company, there is a regulatory department which act as a interface, means a bridge between the government and the manufacturing companies. It is a new profession. It means earlier there was no or less regulatory department in any company. There is a need of this department because it can act as a bridge between government and companies, which promotes coordination and communication. Next, regulatory affairs is actively involved in every stage of production and manufacturing, and it acts as a liaison between company, the internal department of company like QC, marketing, production, administration and other departments of company, and externally with the government regulatory agencies. As there is a regulatory department in every company, also there is a regulatory agencies of government. Next, all applications for getting a pharmaceutical product approved for entering into the market has been prepared by the regulatory department of the companies. Means all the paperwork for approval of a new drug are prepared by the regulatory department. Then these paperworks, or we can call it applications, are reviewed by the government regulatory agencies to check the compliance with the issued guidelines. It means the government has released some guidelines and they reviewed the applications forwarded by the regulatory department of any company, and then they check the compliance that they are according to the guidelines or not. Next, there are some the regulatory affairs department, how they work with the other departments in company, like the regulatory affairs department coordinated with the quality control department, the marketing department, the production department, the clinical and non-clinical department, the licensing department and the product development department of the company. Next, the historical overview of regulatory affairs. How regulatory affairs, the specific department, came into existence in any company, or how the regulatory government regulatory agencies came into existence. So, earlier, as we can see, in 1540 there was in England the manufacturers of medicines were subject to supervision under an act known as Apothecaries, Wares, Drugs and Stuffs Act. It means कि in 1540 there was no regulatory department, and instead of that there was Apothecaries, Wares, Drugs and Stuffs Act. Next, in 1581, first pharmacopoeia known as the Spanish Pharmacopoeia came into existence. In 1938, introduction of Federal Food, Drugs and Cosmetics Act came into existence. Next, in 1940, the very popular act, the Drugs and Cosmetics Act and its rules came into 1945. In 1962, Drugs Amendment Act of 1962 was passed by FDA, which for the first time demanded that a new drug should be proven to be effective and safe. And second, all manufacturing sites are required to comply with the CGMP. Here I want to define the FDA is Food and Drug Administration. It is of US based, and CGMP is Current Good Manufacturing Practices. It tells that in 1962, first time Drug Amendment Act was passed by FDA, and which tells every new drug should be proven effective and safe, before entering into the market, and the all manufacturing sites are required to comply with the CGMP, means where the drug are manufacturing, all the manufacturing sites, they should have standards and follow the guidelines according to CGMP. CGMP is Current Good Manufacturing Practices. GMP gives the guidelines of manufacturing drugs and the layout of any manufacturing sites. Next, in 1963, establishment of a committee on safety of drugs. In 1963, again a committee was formed for the establishment of safety of drugs. Next, in 1964, Yellow Card Scheme was issued. What is a Yellow Card Scheme? Yellow Card Scheme is related to thalidomide tragedy. After this tragedy, the UK, United Kingdom government issued a Yellow Card Scheme. This scheme tells that there should be a collection or a known data of every drug, which tells about the adverse drug reactions of every new drug which are into the market or are under trials. Next is 1975, two council directives by European Committee is formed, in which the first on the approximation of laws of member states, which is related to analytical, pharmacotoxicological standards and protocols for the testing of proprietary medicinal products. The first council which emphasizes on the analytical, pharmacotoxicological standards and protocols, means laws for the testing of proprietary medicinal products. And next, on the approximation of provision laid down by laws, regulation and administrative action related to medicinal products. In 1990, there was establishment of ICH. ICH is International Council for Harmonization of Technical Requirements for Pharmaceutical Products for Human Use. Next is, I was talking about Yellow Card Scheme was related to thalidomide disaster or tragedy. Thalidomide was a drug given during World War II. It is used majorly in the late 1950s and early 1960s. It means there was a huge craze of this drug thalidomide in late 1950s and early 1960s for the treatment of nausea in pregnant women. What is nausea? Nausea is a pain in the stomach and a feeling related or a urge to vomit. Majorly pregnant women used this drug, and it became apparent in the late 1960s that thalidomide treatment resulted in severe birth defects in thousands of children. It was a very great big tragedy. It means thousands of children born with this thalidomide severe birth defects, in which the drug interfered with the baby's normal development, causing many of them to be born with phocomelia, resulting in shortened, absent or flipper-like limbs. In thalidomide it means the newborn babies born with either they have shorter limbs or absent or flipper. Their limbs may be short or may be absent. This is called a thalidomide tragedy. This tragedy leads to the rigorous drug approval and monitoring systems in the world. This tragedy leads to a huge change in the manufacturing sector. After this, the government emphasizes more on the rigorous drug approval and monitoring systems in the world. It means they made very strict laws before entering any drug into the market for use. As it leads United States and international regulatory agencies to develop systematic toxicity testing protocols, and the United States and various other regulatory authorities made very strict rules and protocols for any drug or any new drug, and they develop systematic toxicity testing protocols. Next, due to these type incidents at different stage, regulatory bodies introduce new laws and guidelines which makes norms related to drug approval or site approval stricter than before. As I said earlier, the yellow card scheme related to thalidomide disaster. After this incident, the government strict their rules before, and due to yellow card scheme, every manufacturer or every manufacturer site, they have to collect the data of adverse drug reactions of any drug which is in market or which is under trial. Either it is prescribed or not prescribed, you have a collection of data regarding its adverse drug reactions. Next is regulatory authorities of various countries. After the incidents, many regulatory authorities appeared. Every country made their own regulatory agency or authorities. Let's see, we have a list of various regulatory authorities of different countries. Number 1 is USA, United States of America. The regulatory authority of United States of America known as Food and Drug Administration. In short, it is also known as FDA. FDA is very famous. Next is UK or United Kingdom. Its regulatory authority known as Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency. The short form is known as MHRA. Next is Australia. The regulatory authority of Australia known as Therapeutic Goods Administration, or in short form known as TGA. Next, Brazil. The regulatory authority of Brazil known as Agência Nacional de Vigilância Sanitária, or in short form ANVISA, ANVISA. Next is Canada. The regulatory authority of Canada is Health Canada. Next, China. China's regulatory authority name is State Food and Drug Administration. Next, Costa Rica. Costa Rica regulatory authority name is Ministry of Health. Next, Europe. Europe regulatory authority is European Medicines Agency. Next is Germany. Germany Federal Institute for Drugs and Medicinal Devices. And last but not least, Hong Kong Department of Health Pharmaceutical Services. There are many more countries with regulatory authorities, but here I have selected only few. Next is Indian regulatory authorities. In India, we have some regulatory authorities which regularly regulate our drug production before entering into the market or when they were under trial or in clinical phases. Some of the regulatory authorities of India are: number one is Central Drug Standard Control Organization, which is also popularly known as CDSCO. It is a very popular every drug. The main role of CDSCO is approval of any drug into the market, laying standards for the any new drug, and quality control over import of any drug or export of any drug, and standards for clinical trials, etc. Next is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, MHFW. Next, Indian Council of Medical Research. This is very popular regulatory authority known as ICMR. Next, Indian Pharmaceutical Association. Next is Drug Technical Advisory Board. As you have already learned, this is in jurisprudence. There is Drug Technical Advisory Board known as DTAB. Next is Central Drug Testing Laboratory. This is CDTL. In India, there are many zones or sub-zones for Central Drug Testing Laboratory, which tests every new product, and after its approval only the drug entered into the market. Next is Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, IPC. Everybody knows IPC. IPC is the main body of India. Next is National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, NPPA. National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, which decides the price of every new drug into the market, so that poor people can buy any drug at cheap prices. Next, regulatory authorities regulates the following. What is the work of regulatory authorities, or what kind of work do regulatory authorities do? Number one, import of drugs from another country. As I have told, CDSCO approved any new drug, or it is also make sure that the quality or quality control of any drugs which is imported or exported. Import of drugs from another country and export of drugs to another country. Next is manufacturing of drugs in the country. Every drug which is manufacturing in the country, they follow the guidelines made, and the work of regulatory authorities is to make sure that every company or every manufacturing sites is following the guidelines for manufacturing of drugs into the country. Next is establishment of manufacturing companies in the country. It means the countries should follow the GMP and now the CGMP, which is current good manufacturing practice. Only on the guidelines of CGP the establishment of manufacturing companies is done in the country. Next is dispensing of medicines. How to dispense medicines, like in chemist shops or especially in hospitals. All the laws are regulated by the regulatory authorities. Next, approval of new drugs. This is the major role of regulatory authority. Okay, how to approve new drugs, or how to make the a regulatory authority work is to make sure that the manufacturing site or manufacturer is following the guidelines for approval of new drug to enter into the market for public use. Next is testing of drugs in the certified laboratory. As in the last slide we have seen the CDTL, the Central Drug Testing Laboratories, their work is to testing of drugs in the certified laboratories. The CDTL is the certified laboratories by the governments. If any new drug came into the market, before entering into the market, the drug is tested in the certified laboratories, and the data, then the regulatory authority collect the data and make applications for approval of new drugs. Next is the compliance with international guidelines. International guidelines, every country, as we have seen earlier, every country has their regulatory authorities. If we want to sell or export our medicine into another country, then we have to follow their guidelines. So the regulatory authorities make sure the new drug is following the international guidelines. Next is regular inspections. Regulatory authorities make sure to regular inspections of manufacturing sites if they are following the guidelines step by step. Next is issuing various types of license related to drugs. There are so many licenses like export license, import license, and so the regulatory authorities, after making sure if the new drug, the manufacturing process of new drug is following the standard guideline, so they issue the various types of licenses related to drugs. Next is role of regulatory affairs department. What is the role of regulatory affairs department actually? The first role of regulatory affairs department is obviously drug development. The main role of regulatory affairs department ki development of any drug, maybe it is a new, or we are making adding any new substances into the already approved drug. Next, act as interface. The regulatory affairs act as an interface between the government agency, government regulatory agency, and the company. It is like a bridge between a company and the regulatory authority of government to communicate and proper coordination. Next, as advisor, regulatory affairs department in any company, they can also act as an advisor to give advice during any critical stage of drug development. Next is maintenance of licenses. Regulatory authorities do maintenance of licenses. If the license is expired or there is a need of renew of license, then regulatory affairs department make all paperwork and do this before expiration of licenses. They make sure if the license renew before the expiration date. Next is preparation of documents. Regulatory affairs department in any company prepare documents for approval of any new drug. There are various type of documents in a company like SOPs. SOPs mean standard operating procedures. They prepare documents of standard processing, so SOPs and CTD and common technical documents, analysis documents, and master formula record documents, and various other documents. Next, keep other departments updated. If there is any new guidelines came or any new circular came, any guidelines came related to the drug development, then the work of regulatory affairs department is to keep updating other departments about the information. Next is data collection and storing. All the data for by clinical trials, of clinical trials or non-clinical trials are stored by the regulatory authority. Next is execution of clinical plan. Clinical plan means clinical phase or non-clinical phase. Next is responsibilities of regulatory affairs department, professionals. The the regulatory affairs professionals, they make ensuring the compliance between other departments, ensuring the ease of business, ensuring effective communication between other departments like QC, production, and various other departments, ensuring effective coordination between company or government, applying and monitoring drug approval application, updating any changes according to the guidelines, assisting product launching, reviewing of documents before sending for new drug approval. Act as liaising between authorities and company. Here authorities refer to government regulatory authorities and various others known as miscellaneous. Now, and thank you so much.